How did you ask, do you drink, meaning do you drink alcohol?
你喝酒吗？你喝酒吗？
Say, I want to drink a little beer, or I want to drink some beer.
我要喝点啤酒。
Say, I want to drink something.
我要喝点东西。我要喝点东西。
Ask, do you want to drink something together?
你要一起喝点东西吗？
Ask, what do you want to drink?
你要喝什么？
Reply, I want a cup of cider. And you?
我要一杯苹果酒。你呢？我要一杯苹果酒。你呢？
Say, I would like a cup of beer.
我想要一杯啤酒。
Say, 1 cup of beer and 1 cup of cider.
一杯啤酒和一杯苹果酒。
Ask, how much is 1 cup of beer and 1 cup of cider?
一杯啤酒和一杯苹果酒多少钱？一杯啤酒和一杯苹果酒多少钱？
Reply, 67 kwai.
67块。
What were the words for inside and outside?
里面，外面。里面，外面。
Say, look, it's raining outside.
你看，外面下雨。你看，外面下雨。
Here, we've started the sentence with ni to highlight that it's a sudden change of topic. Because can is only a single syllable, giving it some context can make its use clearer. Reply, I know.
我知道。
What was the word for one photograph?
一张照片。一张照片。
And how did you say he's looking at photos?
他在看照片。他在看照片。
Listen to the word for movie or film.
电影。电影。电影。电影。
It's 4th tone, 3rd tone, and the characters literally mean electric shadows. Say, I like watching movies.
我喜欢看电影。我喜欢看电影。
Now, just as we say, I like watching movies, the Chinese also say, I like watching books, to mean reading books. Say, I like reading books.
我喜欢看书。我喜欢看书。
Other more generic words for reading do exist. However, kan shu is actually the most common way to casually express that you enjoy reading. Although, since it contains the word shu, it is specific to books. Ask, what are you doing?
你在做什么？
Reply, I'm reading. And you?
我在看书。你呢？我在看书。你呢？
Reply, I'm watching a movie.
我在看电影。我在看电影。
In English, we say a movie there, and if you said 一个电影, you would be understood. However, it's not required, and generally it is left off. It's as if movie watching is its own verb, and just as we might say I'm reading rather than I'm reading a book, they say I'm movie watching rather than I'm watching a movie. If you did include 一个, you would be drawing attention to the movie, perhaps to invite the other person to ask you about it. Do you still remember how to say one photograph?
一张照片。
Do you recall the word for a little?
一点。
That was literally 1 point. But how did you say 1 o'clock?
一点钟。一点钟。
That was literally 1 point of the clock. Ask, would you like to drink a little beer?
你想喝一点啤酒吗？你想喝一点啤酒吗？
Say, it's too early now. Let's drink at 6 o'clock.
现在太早，我们6点喝吧。现在太早，我们6点喝吧。
Remember, when speaking casually, the 钟 in 6点钟 is optional. Ask, do you want to watch a movie?
你要看电影吗？你要看电影吗？
Reply, I want to work now.
我现在要工作。我现在要工作。
Reply, I want to work now. Let's watch a movie at 3.
我现在要工作。我们3点看电影吧。我现在要工作。我们3点看电影吧。
Ask, where are my photos?
我的照片在哪？我的照片在哪儿？
Say, I don't know.
我不知道。
Say, I don't know where the photos are.
我不知道照片在哪儿。我不知道照片在哪儿。
Say, I don't know where my photos are.
我不知道我的照片在哪儿。
How would you ask, do you know where my photos are?
你知道我的照片在哪儿吗？你知道我的照片在哪儿吗？
How would you express the reply, they're here?
在这儿。
Remember, it's very rare to use the collective noun they, 他们, for items in Chinese, since as soon as the context has been established, the 他们 just gets dropped. Ask, where?
在哪儿？
Reply, look, there.
你看，在那儿。
How did you ask, where is your friend?
你的朋友在哪儿？你的朋友在哪儿？
Reply, he's in the restaurant.
他在饭店里。他在饭店里。
Say, he's in the restaurant because it's cold outside.
他在饭店里，因为外面很冷。他在饭店里，因为外面很冷。
Do you remember the full word for inside?
里面。
And what about underneath or underside?
下面。
And on top or upper side?
上面。
How would you say, I have 20 photos? Remember to use the correct counter.
我有20张照片。我有20张照片。
How do you ask, what are you doing?
你在做什么？
Reply, I'm reading.
我在看书。我在看书。
Ask again, what are you doing?
你在做什么？
Now, how do you think you would ask, what are you looking at?
你在看什么？你在看什么？
Do you remember how you asked, what job do you do?
你做什么工作？你做什么工作？
So how might you ask, what book are you looking at? Meaning, what are you reading?
你在看什么书？你在看什么书？
This grammar structure of putting the shama in between the verb, can, and the noun, shu, is very common. Whenever you see this verb-noun structure, you can put shama in between them to ask what book, what thing, etc. How did you say, I'm eating?
我在吃饭。
Now, 吃 is a verb and fan is a noun. So how might you ask, what are you eating?
你在吃什么饭？你在吃什么饭？
If you used 东西 in place of fan there, that would also be fine.
你在吃什么东西？
Do you remember how to say, I'm cooking? Literally, I'm doing food.
我在做饭。
How might you ask, what food are you cooking?
你在做什么饭？你在做什么饭？
Ask again, what book are you reading?
你在看什么书？
Reply, I'm reading a Chinese book, meaning Chinese language.
我在看一本中文书。我在看一本中文书。
Because there are no plurals in Chinese, saying 一本 here emphasizes you are reading a single book as opposed to many. If you left it off, it could mean you are reviewing many language books. Ask, can you speak Mandarin?
你会说汉语吗？
Reply, I can speak a little Mandarin.
我会说一点汉语。
Say, I like learning languages.
我喜欢学语言。
Ask, do you like watching films?
你喜欢看电影吗？你喜欢看电影吗？
How would you reply, no?
不喜欢。
How do you say, I have no money?
我没有钱。
Say, I don't have any money to go and watch films.
我没有钱去看电影。我没有钱去看电影。
If you want to say that more casually, you can also drop the 有. Listen.
我没钱去看电影。我没钱去看电影。
Listen to the word for who.
谁？谁？谁？谁？
In more formal situations and in some parts of China, this can also be pronounced as 水. This sounds similar to the word for water, although with a rising tone. For simplicity's sake, we will stick with the 谁 pronunciation, which is the more casual expression. How did you say, what is that?
那个是什么？
So how might you ask, who is he?
他是谁？他是谁？
Say, I don't know.
我不知道。
Now combining the two, say, I don't know who he is.
我不知道他是谁。我不知道他是谁。
But how would you say, I don't recognize him?
我不认识他。我不认识他。
Say, don't you recognize him? He's my teacher.
你不认识他吗？他是我的老师。
Do you remember the particle le? What were the three main ways we said it could be used? They were to show a change of state, to show a completed action, and to show an exclamation. How did you say, it started raining?
下雨了。下雨了。
That was an example of a change of state. And how did you ask, what did you do?
你做了什么？你做了什么？
And what did you eat?
你吃了什么？
Those were examples of a completed action. And do you remember how to exclaim, amazing, literally, too good?
太好了。太好了。
That's an example of an exclamation. What was the word for who?
谁？谁？
Say, let's drink together.
我们一起喝酒吧。我们一起喝酒吧。
How would you ask, which beer do you want?
你要哪个啤酒？
Say, this cup of beer is very small.
这杯啤酒很小。这杯啤酒很小。
How did you say, I live in China?
我住在中国。我住在中国。
What was the word for how many?
几个？
How did you say, how many apples?
几个苹果？
But how did you say, how many pieces of apple?
几块苹果？
And what about how many cups of beer?
几杯啤酒？
And now, how many photographs?
几张照片？
How would you say, yesterday I went to see a film?
昨天我去看电影。昨天我去看电影。
Do you still remember the word for thanks?
谢谢。
And what was the word for Japan?
日本。
Do you remember the word for sorry?
对不起。对不起。
And how did you say to cook food or prepare dishes?
做饭 or 做菜。
And again, what was the word for who?
谁？谁？